Hey guys, it's Jay Chen here. So welcome to Team Virginia Beach. I think we've been doing very well. I didn't actually notice how many people we had in our team or in our city actually. Our city is actually quite big. We have like a lot of new players. Just I don't know. They see the word beach and they're like, let's join. I guess so. I don't know. Anyways, so I'll have some general advice for you guys. Um, let me see how many people here. Yeah, we got a lot of people who just started recently, and a lot of people who are more seasonal. Anyway, so for you guys who have just started around, I guess if you're around here somewhere, your primary focus should be to get to 25 buildings. And so obviously in order to do that, you need to get lots of cash. With more cash, you want to build more, and hopefully those buildings are also giving you cash and not losing you cash. I'll go over some examples of buildings that will lose you cash, so you can avoid those. But in general, the buildings that you want to be looking at are offices. You can click on maps over here on the right. Um, this is where our city is located, and you can look at the average prices of offices that um, of jobs that people have already gotten. So this is not the average rate that you can get. This is the average rate that people have already gotten. Um, so sometimes it goes up a little bit, sometimes it goes down a little bit. This is just what it is right now. It's not very good, honestly. But if you're just starting out and you only have like two buildings, an office, even if it's only paying 700 something, might actually be a decent idea. Uh, if you already have 25 buildings, you should not be building an office. Offices are good for getting cash, but if you are past that stage of needing cash to develop, then you should not be building an office. We'll go over that later. Anyway, so the important part is for those of you who don't have 25 buildings, you might want to consider building offices to increase your cash flow to build more buildings. The second alternative um, is to build a shop. I don't have any shops, so I can't show you. I don't have any offices either. Um, but I could get the list of shops. Alright, so with shops, you have to be able to supply your shops with the goods. And the amount of money that you make from shops is dependent on the prices. So you could click on prices to see, excuse me, the current prices and the changes, but that's not actually relevant for you. What you really should look at is for sale and go to the market and see what goods can you actually buy. And if you go there, you might notice that you actually, there's clothes right now, but there's only 200, and somebody's gonna, let's see if it's still there. Will it disappear in the next few minutes? I have a feeling it's gonna disappear in the next few minutes. So if you look at the market, you might find that it's actually really hard to find the goods that you need for your shops. If you are online quite often, and you can sit here and hit for sale, like for like 10 minutes every hour, which is quite a lot and kind of tedious and boring. But if you can do that, I don't know, maybe you're sitting on the bus and you're not doing anything, so you might as well be clicking on for sale. Um, if you have the time and the patience to do that, and you can find the goods that you need on the market, a shop is a very good option. Um, Now, I think a lot of new players will make this mistake, and that they will think to themselves, okay, well, I built a clothes shop, I need clothes, I can't find enough clothes, so what am I gonna do? Well, I'm going to try and buy thread, and I'm gonna make my own clothes, right? And that sounds like a perfectly rational thought. Um, it's that there's one thing you have to keep in mind. In this game, you only have 25 buildings, and so if you build a clothes shop, just a clothes shop, and you buy your clothes off the market, you have one building giving you income. Uh, Now, if you then have to supply that your clothes with a tailor workshop, Now you're using up 2 buildings, and you're still only getting money from the closed shop. Yes, you save some money on the cost, um, but you need to take that into consideration, um, uh, because then you know you had to buy thread to make the clothes, then to sell the clothes. Um, so just keep that in mind uh, when you are deciding what to build. Lastly, for those of you new players, I always recommend that you consider selling to the market and not buying from the market. Um, just because unless you are buying something like fresh fish or oil, unless it's or stone, I guess. Actually, we should. I'll go over stone later. Um, unless there's 10,000 some goods on the market, it's gonna be really hard for you to find. The clothes haven't disappeared. They haven't disappeared. No one got it. All right. Well, whatever. But if you notice, there's no toys, there's no bread, there's no newspaper, there's no furniture. There's none of the intermediate goods except for paper. Someone's selling a lot of paper. That's good price too to sell the paper. Um, so anyways, so that's what's been happening on the market. And if you are new, I would not recommend that you buy goods from the market. I recommend that you sell goods to the market. All right, so moving on. For those players where you might have already 25 buildings, um, you definitely don't want an office. You should not have any offices. Um, you should be focusing on your C rank, because that's, I don't know, I guess that's how you determine who does the best. Um, and your C rank is based off of your company value. And your company value, and the buildings that give you the most company value are factories, which is why I have 25 factories. I have 6 cotton fields and 19 fishing fleets. And if you look at the prices of cotton and fish, I believe they're both at 5. Yeah. They're both at 5, and there's a ton of fresh fish on the market, so much that it's taking forever to sell. But whatever, that doesn't matter for me. Because the important part about it is the production and the market bonus that I get. So if you look at this, every single day my production in factories is going up. So I get this amount of CV every day from just producing it, not from anything else. And then I also get a market bonus, which is really awesome. So I don't get my full market bonus, but I still get a decent amount. I produced 7,900 and I got 6,000 some. So it's still very good. And I did make some money, so right from selling the goods. So I do get some company value from my change in savings balance. Um, but I anticipate this to grow significantly. Uh, if you look at the records um, for all rounds, I guess, and you scroll down to factories, most goods produced in one day. So somebody produced 18,000 goods in a day. And what did I get? I made what, 8,000? So somebody made like more than like twice as much as I did. But this was probably towards the end of the round. But regardless, this number, 18,000, right? So if you make 18,000 goods, let's say I have 25 cotton fields and I make 18,000 cotton today, and then I sell it on the market. I make this much in CV in one day from production, and then I make that much in CV from the market bonus in one day. So that's what? That's 36,000 or 37,000 because it's rounded. Yep. Yeah, that was 36,000 CV in one day just from production and selling it. That doesn't include that, just the $5 that you make from selling each one. So that's the important part. So for those of you who have 25 buildings and you still have offices, I suggest you get rid of them and you build more factories. Particularly if you don't want to take a lot of risk, level 1 factories like I have are very safe. Even at $5, they still keep running. They don't lose me money. Oh, okay. So let's talk about what would be losing you money. So if you look at Oh, why is it lagging? Okay. Alright, so for example, let's say you have stone, or you have some, I think they're called quarries, yeah. Let's say you have a few quarries, and you're selling your stone on the market at the moment. And you're thinking about making marble, because, well, you make marble from stone, so you should make some marble, right? Um, that's not a good choice, especially at these prices. It's actually a very, 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 very bad choice. Let's go over this, and I will write this down to show you why. Okay, so let's say you have two queries, and let's just hypothetically say that they each produce 10 stone, right? 10 stone an hour. And so that is 20 stone an hour because you have two. All right. Okay. And so let's say now you're thinking about building the stone chopping house to make marble, right? And so what is your marginal revenue from the marble, right? So you build an extra building. What is this extra building gonna do for you, right? And hopefully you want to do something for you. Right. Okay. So, and then let's add on top of that was stone chopping house. I guess, yeah. All right. So let's also say that this will also produce 10 marble an hour to make our numbers nice. Okay. So what is this 10 marble doing? So this 10 marble that you get, so you have 10 marble times the price, so it's 44, right? So you're making 444 dollars from that. And that might sound like really nice, right? Like this is you're making lots of money from that. But what happens here is that when you make 10 marble, you have to consume 20 stone in order to make that 10 marble. Well, how much were you making from just the stone, right? So you had 20 stone times the price of stone, which is 20, which equals 400. Right. So before you were making $400, and now you're making 440. So you're making just a little bit more from that one stone chopping house, from this math, at least. So you might think that this is a good idea. Unfortunately, though, this is actually not a good idea because of something. There's something called a stockpile, and I like to call it a stockpile tax, even though that's not what it's called, but I call it a stockpile tax. Is that whenever you make money, 10% of it goes into your stockpile for your shareholders, and you don't get any of that. Okay, and you never get it. So it's like a tax. There's like a 10% tax on your revenue, not your profit. So here, you don't actually make $400. You would let's see, you would actually make 360. It's $360, right? Is that correct? 10% of 400 is 40 minus that. Yeah, you make 360. Okay. And it's 10% of this number of the 400. Okay. So now let's take a look at this stockpile. Alright, so after the stockpile tax that you get from the stone chopping house, so it's 440 minus 44, you are now down to 396. Okay, so if you look at this, the stockpile tax, because of the fact that, oh no, this is not right. My bad, my bad, my bad. This number is incorrect. Incorrect. Hold on a second. Let's redo this math. The stockpile. Oh no, wait. No, this is fine. Oh, what's wrong with my math? No. Oh, my math is correct. I'm sorry. 296. Okay. Alright, let me confirm that this is actually correct. Okay. Alright, and so you're making $36 more an hour by building a stone chopping house, right? I forget, but $36 an hour let's do some reverse math, right? So if you're making $36 an hour, so and you have divide that by 10 units, because right, you're actually making $3.6 a unit, which is horrendous actually if you think about it. Because I'm making a fishing fleet, right? And my clothes and my cotton field at $5 a unit is better than 3.6. So this is why actually you have to be very careful about what buildings you build, and some of them will actually can potentially lose you money. If marble is just a little bit cheaper, you would actually be losing money here. Actually, I think you might be after staff salary. We won't go over that, but so this is something you have to be very, very, very careful about. So if you are in this situation, it's obviously better to keep it because this is just what you have. But you do want to consider getting rid of your stone chopping house, because this would be really bad. If you go through the prices and do the same calculations that I did, you'll see that actually a lot of the prices are losing money. So I think wheat and alcohol, just as a general thing, you're not making a lot of money making alcohol, especially if it's going to keep going down. What is the other thing? Yeah, fresh fish and frozen fish. If you are making frozen fish, you are not making a lot of money. You're not losing money. I think you're making like $1 a unit, which is really bad. What else is possibly losing people money? Plastic is getting there. Gasoline is losing people money. Oh, it's so funny. It takes 2 units of gasoline. So, sorry, it takes 2 units of oil to make 1 gasoline. So for every gasoline that somebody makes, they're losing $5, which is really bad. Let's see. Pigs and sausages are okay, especially since pigs are going down. Flour is not doing too bad. Here's furniture and planks. Oh, this is why this is really bad. If you buy planks and make furniture, you are losing money. Same thing with newspaper and paper, I believe. Yeah. Yep, very true. So be careful of that. Yeah. And it actually, yeah, you're not even making that much money buying wood and selling paper, because wood is so high in cost as well. Anyways, alright, I keep rambling on. Keep getting distracted. Alright, so some general advice to everybody, right? If you already have, no, sorry. So if you don't have 25 buildings yet, consider building offices. And if you do have 25 buildings, consider demolishing offices and building level 1 factories. That's my advice. Take it, you don't have to follow by it. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a game, so have fun and enjoy it. Do whatever you want to do. Just be aware that certain things are losing you money, and you might not want to be doing those things. So if you have any questions, go ahead and post in the forums. Chances are other people have the same questions as well. And I think I'll make another video later on to answer some questions and to talk about more advanced strategies. But I just want to let you guys know, just be careful about what you build and what you have, because chances are, just by looking at the prices, I can tell that a lot of people are losing money off of it. Alright? Have fun, guys. Bye.